Travis been good, so going over the news this morning before I make sure that I follow my own advice to you guys and get my backpacks all set up. I just want to scream. I'm looking at ABC4 News Utah on their YouTube site. They post segments from their newscast. They're the best ones that do it. They've been the only ones that have done it. The others, if there's like major news, they'll post one. But otherwise, it's ABC4 News Utah that does stuff. The video, could this week's protest threaten the state's progress with COVID-19? Question mark, 5 p.m. in parentheses. Dear God. They're saying that we're in the orange level and that these riots are going to put us back into the high level. Shame on those rioters. Dear God, Herbert lowered us to yellow. And on that Saturday, lowered West Valley City, and I think even Salt Lake City, to yellow. Low risk. That's why people are not wearing masks anymore. Because Herbert says, all clear, we're cured, go back, church is true. And here, ABC4 News Utah, they've done the coverage. They know we're not in moderate. They know we're in low. They know that we're not getting better. We're not progressing. Yesterday was number 6. Yeah, 6. 6 days in a row of record-breaking over 200 cases per day. Just so disgusting, the misinformation from our own press. We just can't trust them. And so here they're trying to say, oh, the real protesters are trying to tell us to march to the polls. Quit marching in the streets and go to the polls during election time. Do they not understand the First Amendment? Gary Herbert doesn't. The First Amendment, peacefully assemble. Now, what did Herbert do? He sent in the troops, he's issued the curfews as a preventative measure. That's what dictators do. Oh, it's for your security. We have to prevent you being criminals. We have to create hedge laws around the law. Because we don't want you to violate peaceful protests with violent protests. So we're going to issue curfews, we're going to zone you, all this other crap. That's dictators. Herbert is a dictator. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And this cop-out to say, hey, you want to protest, go to the polls. That's how you'll decide the next candidate. If you don't like what I'm doing in my job, go to the polls, and we will rig the electronic voting machine so that I win anyway, as you are in the minority. And then another Mormon murder. Divorced man can't financially take it, gets his last time with his boys, kills them, shoots himself. The ex-wife comes home in horror. People just can't survive to the time when we have to escape to Zion and build it. And then here's Prevent Child Abuse, Utah. Oh, but another thing with again, the news is not understanding. They say domestic violence. He was not being domestically violent. His life was over. He was divorced in Utah. Do you know what that's like? I don't think you do unless you're divorced and you're male in Utah. It is not domestic violence. Domestic violence is when somebody in your family starts throwing a tantrum and beating people up. This was a specific targeted thing, like what's his name, that his father got busted for child porn, and his wife goes missing, and he's distraught, and everybody thinks he murdered her, but they can't find the body, and so everybody's assuming he's done it, and they go searching everywhere, they can't find the body, and then somebody says, oh, we saw her at Walmart, and then, oh, she fled the country, and she was cheating on him with another man, and so he then blows up his kids in his Oregon home, as the caseworker came one day to drop him off, and she made the mistake of going back to the car. He had it all set up. I mean, that's not domestic violence. That's people who are at the end of their life. They have nowhere else to go. They have nothing else worthwhile in their life, and they just end it because they see no way out. And that's not mental illness. You know, we need to kick the asses of all the psychiatrists who think that they're going to monetize this. Oh, good, I can have clients now. I can mold them into my image. God. But here's the article on the Utah National Guard deployed to Washington, D.C. I still need to watch this fully, but dear God. And, you know, here's late breaking news. BBQ cowboy burgers. Yeah. Cute outfit, if you know that I'm into fashion design, women's fashion design. Yeah, pink attracts my eyes. Not red, pink. It's kind of weird how that works, but... And then Drone Diaries, Pineview Reservoir. They're not doing Empty Utah anymore, are they? The last Empty Utah they did was a mall that was packed. Oh, God. Okay, yeah, an elderly man killed in a crash with a wrong-way drunk driver. So, yeah, they had to emphasize that. Did you mention he was Mormon, also drinking and driving, going the wrong way, killing the elderly man? I'm sure he was Mormon. Mentioned that he was Mormon. He was probably a bishop. Or it was the daughter of a bishop. Rebelling against her dad, not giving her enough attention. COVID predators. Oh, God. That's the police officers who are COVID predators. They get the virus and then spread it to everybody. So yeah, that's the news that I'm going to cover. So yeah, understand, you don't curfew people who want to protest. You don't prevent them from protesting. You don't make restrictions and rules and guidelines and censoring for people who want to protest. You let them protest. Because if not, you're a tyrant. You're a dictator. You're an authoritarian. You're the enemy of the people, Herbert. Nelson. They won't. The whole Operation Rio Grande, that was to keep the homeless out of the Salt Lake Temple, in Temple Square, because the church had enough. They didn't want them there. They posted signs saying you can't beg for money here anymore, and the church had to take those down because they lost the lawsuit. God.